Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Integer and I welcome you to a talk about real-time strategy games. Do we need new games in the genre? Before we go overboard, let me just answer the question, the title immediately. Absolutely we do. What I am going to talk about in this video, however, is not the lack of modern RTS, apart from names like Grey Goo and StarCraft 2, which you should go and try out if you haven't already. My focus is to be on the good and the great real-time strategy games over the last couple of decades, and whether they might still be relevant to this day, and if so, why are they? Here's a statement for you. You do not need good graphics to make a real-time strategy game work. Although the fact that you don't need good graphics to make any game work is besides the point, as this genre specifically is about the game mechanics, micro and macro management, and the customizability and versatility thereof, but also how robust they are overall. To me personally, real-time strategy titles age beautifully. I've replayed the whole of original Command and Conquer campaign around 2 years ago and had an absolute blast with it. Okay, let's be honest, visually, it's the dinosaur of the era long past and gone, but since the core of the game, which is mechanics, they were so robust and simple, the game still feels and plays smoothly. There are many things that have received significant improvements since the early days for real-time strategy games. A couple examples I would like to mention would be improved unit pathing. If you ever played Warcraft 3, have you ever gotten annoyed by units bumping into each other and blocking each other's way, while your hero is stuck surrounded by smaller soldiers unable to move? And also improved unit design and individuality, with a focus on specific abilities, passive or active, the unit is employed with. However, so many things have never been changed, or if the original formula has been deviated from, the differences, for the most part, are insignificant. Either one or two resource types only, in most cases, removing pools of resources or non-renewing pools of resources, established hierarchy of units with known and specific counters for each unit type, specific base development and upgradability plan, among many other features. Yet the fact that the rule set is the same to many real-time strategy games doesn't mean they're all identical, and we all know they're not. For games make their own alterations to that specific rule set, and every choice they make inevitably affects how the final product will have to be played. To quickly portray my thoughts, let's put together, say, Age of Empires 2 and StarCraft 2 games. Both have very specific building order, clear counter units and so on. However, whereas StarCraft 2 only uses 2 types of resources, Age of Empires 2 has 4, and also multiple ways how to acquire some of them. In addition, StarCraft 2 units have an active ability making micromanagement skills vital to their success in battle, whereas Age of Empires 2 units don't, and thus the player has to rely on much less fiddling about in battle. There is not to say that this skill isn't required, however. You might be asking where I am going with this, as everything I've mentioned so far is pretty much either common sense or, widespread knowledge. Well, a recent release of Grey Goo real-time strategy game made a lot of fans of the genre jump from their seats, exclaiming that they've been left hungry by the draft of releases in the genre. The perception is mine and mine only, I would like to pinpoint, as highly subjective and not necessarily reflective of other people's opinions about other people's opinions. And looking back, well, I see it as the truth. Apart from StarCraft 2, the past 4 or 5 years have yielded little to no luck for RTS fans. I am one, for starters, and honestly, I am struggling to even remember more than a couple of real-time strategy games that came out in that period, let alone anything that's actually noteworthy. Now, I mentioned Grey Goo. This game is solid. It's good, it's real good. Very solid mechanics, albeit quite ordinary, one might say. It works well. The game for the most part runs smoothly and is quite a looker too, especially as far as real-time strategies go. It's been developed by Petroglyph, which was established by ex-employees of Westwood Studios, which we all know made what games. Suffice to say, the spirit of Command and Conquer is very much alive and present in Grey Goo, with similar focus on macro resemblances in tech trees and game mechanics. Obviously excluding the Goo faction I am. As far as I'm concerned, that is quite a fresh cook in the jar. So the time has come to repeat my initial question again. Do we really need new titles? The answer is still yes, but that absolutely does not mean that the game has to present something totally unique or genre-defining. And Grey Goo is a perfect example of the case. It's readily available for beginning real-time strategy players, as well as more seasoned fans. The latter demography, in my opinion, will find the artificial intelligence, not even to mention the multiplayer component, quite challenging. The game is fun, is engaging, and it's also demanding to think and in the end fine-tune your approach to many ordinary things. It's true that Grey Goo offers little in terms of novelty, but in the genre where the basis for any good entry is uniform throughout, I find it perfectly acceptable, even more so since the game still has enough room to shuffle about what it offers and end up being an enjoyable, well-flushed and solid experience. I hope you enjoy my video. Please let me know what you think about it, share your thoughts underneath, and if you liked the video in the end, hit that like and subscribe button. My name has been Integer, and I'll see you later.
Unit in production.
Commander ready.
Unit ready. Unit in production.